Does expressing your needs and emotions make your partner shut down, get defensive, push you away, get more distant? That's normal. That happens to a lot of people in a lot of relationships. It is it's kind of a law of physics, actually. And I'm going to share with you today why that happens and another way that you can do things and get better results. So my name is Shauna White. I'm a heartfelt intimacy coach, and my passion is helping people to master the art of relationships so that you can take your intimate partnership to the highest levels of intimacy and joy. And these principles also apply to other kinds of relationships. If there are other important relationships in your life that you want to improve, such as family relationships. And if you like what I have to share with you, you are welcome to join me in my Facebook group, Divine Love, How to Create Heartfelt Intimacy. No, I can't remember exactly the name, but I'm going to leave a link down below. Definitely Divine Love, definitely about creating heartfelt intimacy. Okay, so moving on to our topic of the day. Does expressing your needs and emotions cause your partner to shut down, get defensive, push you away? The opposite of what you're looking for, because what you're looking for is connection, right? It's not that you need so much. The needs that you have, the emotions you have to share would be satisfied if you felt the depth of connection that you're looking for, right? So here's what goes on, right? When we feel disconnection, we have an interpretation of what that means. In other words, why it's happening and what we think needs to happen in order to fix it. So then when we express our needs and emotions, we're expressing the story that we see, that we feel of what's going on. We're expressing what we're experiencing. And that can come across to our partner like a box. That can come across to our partner like an idea that they have to fit into. So the way that humans naturally function, and when we're talking about mastering the art of relationship, the real art is how can we be intimately involved with another person so that in a certain way we're merging our energy with this other person. We're merging our life choices, where we may be merging physically at certain times. And all of this merging is incredibly beautiful. And yet at the same time, we don't want to lose ourself. We don't want to lose our inner connection, our inner balance, our inner alignment. So mastering the art of relationship is all about mastering this dynamic play between self and merging, or self and other. And how do we play that dance so that we keep our own balance and yet we maintain the optimal amount of openness and connection with this other person so that we can experience all that love has to offer. So keeping our balance means that that experience of thriving in a balanced way, it happens from the inside out. So in other words, self-expression, balanced self-expression comes from the inside out, from the core of our being, through our feeling sense to our awareness, and then to our expression. That's human thriving. That is joyful. To hear the deep inside and to understand it and then to express it just naturally creates joy. When we have an experience of disconnection in our relationship, and then we try to figure out how do we patch it, what's gone wrong, what do we need to talk about, what do we need to say, what can end up happening when we communicate about that. Thank you for the thumbs up. I'm not sure who gave it to me. Thank you. Love to have you here. Okay, so when we communicate about what we think is going on, that's got this experience of disconnection, then we can end up accidentally floating an idea over to our partner that our partner feels like, oh no, I have an idea coming at me from the outside, and it's making me feel conflict between the way I feel in the core of my being and what is coming at me that my partner is asking me to entertain or to put on, to do, to whatever, however it might be. Like if the request is, I miss you, and I miss our physical intimacy, and the partner may interpret the pressure. Oh, it's that now you want to do physical intimacy. I'm not in the mood right now. There's a conflict between the idea of the activity and the energy inside that's not actually feeling connected to that idea. So this can cause your partner to shut down. And but it could be not so immediate as that. It could be more like defining our relationship. Like I was having a conversation with someone on a walk this weekend, and some of what she's experiencing is along the lines of trying to sort out what's okay for how each of them in their partnership connect with other friends, and then what are the rules. And so they're trying to navigate this, like, how do I be my authentic self? What am I allowed to do as my authentic self? And then what does my partner require of me in order to feel safe and connected and all of that? And so they're navigating that self and other, and sorting out what is tweaking and conflicting versus what is what they can actually ingest into their energy field. This is one of the things that our native language is energy, and particularly when it comes to intimate relationships, this is where we get to more vividly experience our native energy of language. Native language of energy. Got that confused. And I have 29 years of study in practical applied spiritual psychology, but where I actually learned my foundation about energy flows in communication and relationship is from a nearly 2-year sabbatical working with horses. And the horses taught me about communication as energy flows in this whole nonverbal environment of working with horses. It was all about how's the energy flowing. And so that's really what we are at the most root level, at the most fundamental level. That's what we're negotiating when we're negotiating the terms of our relationship, or these different experiences and adventures and negotiations, right? Or whatever, the things that come up, the challenges that come up. We're navigating energy. How can I feel like I feel peace in my energy field, and I feel open to my partner, and I can feel my partner, and I can feel like the energy flows instead of like the energy gets tweaked or stuck or shut down. And the things that we think and feel are all involved in that energy. But when our partner asks us to do something or entertain something so that they can feel safe in the relationship, that thing that we're entertaining is an energetic signature. It's an idea, it's a thought, it's an activity, but it's also an energy that we've got to be able to make peace with in our own energy field. And if we can't, it's going to feel off to try to honor that for our partner. So this is the battleground, so to speak. This is the negotiation territory, is what is harmonious for our energy. Now, in the great wide wilderness of what we all individually grow up to be, everybody has their own definition of love. And so it's really hard to come together. You end up negotiating about personal beliefs, and those personal beliefs have a total like sets of emotions that go with them. So it's a bit of a wilderness. It's a bit of a like a wild west of trying to, how do you find harmony when your partner has these conditions? Like this is like the pain of conditional love, right? Because we each grow up with a certain idea of what love is, and then that makes our what we need to feel safe in relationship unique. And then you put this unique with that unique, and we're going to try to merge in a relationship, and it might not work in certain ways because this feature of your unique, this thing that you're comfortable with, I'm not comfortable with. And so now we can't merge, but that's heartbreaking because I love you and I want to be with you. So these are the things that come up. Solution, there is a solution. And yeah, so the solution is, this is I learned this from the combination of seeing through the eyes that the horses taught me to see through, the energetic flow dynamics, and the deep discipline that I practiced and was educated in through my 29 years of spiritual practice. So what happens is, when you find how to connect with divine love in the core of your being as the way that you show up in your relationship, now it is not your definition of love that you're trying to act out and asking your partner to fit into. And if your partner does the same, now it is not their personalized definition of love and ways to feel emotionally safe that they're asking you to fit into. Instead, when you practice this connection with divine love in the core of your being, you both, if you both do this together, it's quite amazing. You are, instead of practicing your idea of love, you are practicing embodying and expressing the divine love, which there's only one source of divine love. Divinity is one. And so when you choose to do that, then you choose to connect with the one mind that we all share at the deepest depths of our being. And that allows you to be, first of all, more deeply connected inside the core of your being, because you're going to the deepest part of self. So that feels really good in and of itself. Relationship or no relationship, connecting with your God self in the core of your being, divine love in the core of your being, listening, discovering how to feel that, listen to that, honor that in your expressions, in your actions. That feels amazing. That is a joy factory in and of yourself. But when you do that with a partner, divine love will write your expression uniquely for you. However, it writes in harmony with those that you dance with, who are also listening to the same mind. So you won't do the same things. You don't become like a divine love automaton. No, no, it's organic and unique and beautiful, inspired movement, inspired by divine love. But when you connect with that place and your partner connects with that place, then you both find that you are expressing from, it's dynamic because it's unique, your unique expression of love, but you're both operating from the same kind of like laws or principles, instead of these personalized values of your personal idea of love and what makes you emotionally comfortable. Now it's God's idea of love. And both of you expressing that together is incredibly dynamic. And it allows you to be yourself, your deepest self, in harmony with your partner, so that you can actually, the deeper you go in your connection with yourself, the deeper you're able to merge with your partner. which is completely the opposite of when you don't have that connection with divine love. When you don't have that connection with divine love and you're acting out an idea of love, the more you itself and merging with other becomes they're opposed to each other, because you're each individuals, you've grown up with your own experiences, and so your ideas about how to be comfortable in love, your idea of love is going to be different. So it's always about compromise. It's always about, well, either we do it my way or we do it your way. And someone who has closer values is more fun and easier to be in a relationship with. But when you let that go and find how to connect with divine love energy, and if you don't know how, fear not. This is something I help people with. Okay. Um, but when you learn how to open up that connection inside and let that be the basis for your relationship, then being yourself and balanced inside yourself and being connected with your partner, those two things work together. The more you invest in your interconnection with yourself, the deeper your connection with your partner can go and to become and flower. Now, if your partner is not, um, if you wanted to explore this for yourself, and your partner does want to have a beautiful relationship with you, so it's not a case of being with someone who doesn't want to work on the relationship, but you're with someone who does want to have the most beautiful experience of love possible with you, but for whatever reason, you're into this thing that I'm sharing with you, and it doesn't feel right to ask your partner to be a part of it. Just as a scenario, if it's you working on this and not your partner, right? You can still have an amazing deepening of connection in your relationship from practicing this, because the fact is that when you connect with divine love in the core of your being and express from that place, you are still embodying and connecting with the one mind that we all share, even if your partner's going about it a different way, or is not really consciously, intentionally focusing on growing that way, but still is open to growth in general. What happens is that when you move from this place of deep connection, your energy carries the frequency of divine love in it. And other people are like, oh, that feels good. And they relax in your presence. Not only that, the way you express yourself from that depth of connection doesn't communicate pressure or control. Whereas when we communicate from our false idea of love, or oops, did I say false? That's a way of talking about it in, I think, A Course in Miracles. But I don't mean to call it false, because I don't want you to feel bad. No, when the way we communicate from our personalized idea of love is accidentally controlling. Now, some people are intentionally controlling, okay, but I'm not talking about those people right now. I don't think that you were one of those people, probably. So, but it's accidentally controlling. When you have your idea of how things should go, and then you're trying to get your partner to understand and to entertain those ideas, they have to ingest those ideas into their energy field to entertain them with you. And so now you're asking them to ingest, to take on the way you see things. And that feels like control, because it's from the outside in. It comes from the inside out. That resonance with who we are in the core of our being, that does not feel controlling at all. So anyway, this was a long, deep dive into the dynamics of why, when we express ourselves from our personalized ideas of love and the emotions that we feel around that and what we feel we need from that place, why does that backfire when all we really want is connection, but our partner ends up shutting down? That's not what we were looking for, right? We really wanted connection. Well, so this is a deep dive into why that happens, and also an introductory deep dive into what the alternative is. So if this makes a kind of sense to you, that you're like, hey, wow, that's cool, or that makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. Yeah, I feel that in my bones. Or if you just like what you heard in any way, shape, or form, then I invite you to join my Facebook group. I'm going to put the link below. And I'm embarrassed I don't remember the whole name. And it was Divine Love, something about how to create heartfelt intimacy. And it's really the group is about mastering the art of relationship. And what I shared with you today is at the heart of it. So if you like that, come on over. All right. Have a great day.